Know about slope. What is slope? What about that line? Diagonal. Okay, so actually slope could be horizontal or vertical as well. Okay, Yancy, what do you know? Rate of change. Excellent. So I love that word. Rate of change. Okay. What else? Hi. What else do you know about slope? What else? Alvin, what were you gonna? Sorry, Max, what were you gonna say? Okay, what does slope measure? Yep. Oh, okay. What about the line? Yeah. Okay, so distance versus time or something. Okay, so it depends on the graph though. So, like for example, if I were to describe this line right here, how would you describe this line? Oh, yeah. Okay, so how would you describe this line versus this line? Steep, right? Excellent. So steepness. It measures the steepness of a line. Okay, and whenever we talk about slope, it's only on a line. Okay, what letter do we use to represent slope? What? No, yeah, M, right. So how do you spell slope? S-L-O-P-E. I don't know where that N come from. Okay, but we do use M to represent slope, and there's a formula for slope. So anyone know the formula? Yep. Good. And what if we're given a graph? We can use the simple way, rise, rise over, rise over run, right? So you know how we said it's a rate of change? So it's the difference in our y over the difference in our x. So we can also say rise over run, which is also the same as the formula y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay? You can use any of these three formulas depending on the situation. Okay? And it's also like the like the rate of change. You can also think of like the per as we've been doing in our word problem. So like for example, $5 per hour, your rate of change would be the 5. Okay, so let's put this into the example. So let's say this one right here. How I always teach slope is going from the left point to the right point. So let's say A to B. Think of the elevator. So Abby and Bobby lives in the same building. So Abby needs to go to find Bobby. So she's in the elevator. Once she's in the elevator, how many floors does she have to go up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 floors. Yeah, so the slope of AB is she went up 5 floors. And when she get out, Bobby lives 2 doors to the right. Yeah. Okay. And so your slope is just simply 5 over 2. Do I need to change it to a decimal 2.5? No, remember I hate decimals? Yeah. So no decimal, keep it as a fraction. Okay. Now let's say this one. Charles is finding Danny. Alright, so what does what does Charles have to do in the elevator? Go down. How many floors? 8. Okay, so because you said go down 8, what number? Negative. That's right. Negative 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then once Charles get out of the elevator, Where does Danny live? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 door to the right. Okay. Is this a good answer? Why not? Sorry? Simplify, right. So what does it reduce to? -4 over 3. Good. Okay. So what about this one? A, B, C, D, E to F. Can you guys try that one? So I always go from the left point to the right point. So that way it takes care of the positive and negative for me. Okay, what do you guys think? So Yin, why don't you try this one with me? So Eddie is finding Frank. So how many floors does Eddie have to go up on the elevator? 2 floors. And which unit is Frank at? So after I get out of the elevator, how many doors to the right is Frank? Yeah, so 2 over 6. Okay. So slope is nice and easy. How do you, so to reduce this, so this is just 1 over 3. Okay. A, B, C, D, E, F, G to H. George to Henry. Yeah. But if we're talking about F, finding E would be negative. So that's why I say like we always go from the left point to the right point, so that way we don't mix up. So remember, that's a good question. Remember, slope measures the steepness of the line. So the steepness from E to F is the same as F to E. Yeah. Okay. So G to H. Hussein, can you help me with this one? Okay, so how many floors? Good, -5. And once you get out, 1 door to the right. And so this, I can reduce it. I can change this to -5. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I to J. I don't know why I keep thinking of the boys' names. So Ivan, you are going to find Jeremy. Okay, so Ivan, you're in the elevator, and then what happened? And then the elevator doesn't go up, it goes straight. Yeah, you realize Jeremy actually lives on the same floor as you. So as you said, you don't need to go up, you don't need to go down, so it's 0. Okay, and then which door to the right? 3, 4, 5, 6. Right. And what is 0 over 6? 0. That's right. So a horizontal line, all horizontal line has a slope of 0. Let me zoom this out a little. Okay, and then last one. A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I, J, K, K to L. Okay, so Katie is looking for Lisa. Katie is looking for Lisa. So Katie, she's in the elevator, and then what does she do? Go up how many floors? 1, 2, 3, 4. So she goes up 4 floors, and then once that elevator door opens, what happened? Yeah, Lisa's right there. Okay, so does she have to get out of the elevator? Whoa, okay, good job, Max. What is 4 over 0 though? Undefined. If you try on your calculator, it is not 0. It is not infinity. It sounds so like it sounds so fake. Okay, so if you do 0 over 6, yes, it does equal 0. But if you do 4 divided by 0, how do you put 4 people in 0 group? You can't. So, yeah, so, but air sounds so fake. So we use the word undefined. And all vertical line has a undefined slope. All right. So what do you notice about the slope of this and the slope of this line? The slope of this and the slope of this. So this has a slope of 5/2. This has a slope of 1/3. Yep. Okay, so that's a good point. I was gonna get to that, but sure. The slope of this line, so 2.5 and 0.3. The steeper your line, the greater your slope. Okay, and also notice these two are both positive. What about these two? What about these two lines? That goes this direction. It's so CD is -4/3, GH is -5. Both slopes are Hannah? What can you say about the sign of these two slopes? Are they positive or negative? It goes this way, slope CD, negative, right? Okay, so whenever you see a graph, like, here, use this pencil. Okay, so positive, negative, what is this? Zero, no neutral, zero. Okay, and then this, undefined. Okay, so let's try it together. Whoops. This. You can shout it out. Positive. This. Still positive. This. Undefined. Okay, other than Hannah. the rest of my class. Zero. It's supposed to be vertical. Like, oh, yeah, it's a little tilted. Okay, yeah. Oh, oh, undefined, right? Okay, and then this is what Yancy was saying. A line that goes like this versus a line that's like this. They're both positive, but this line is much steeper, meaning the rate of change is greater. It goes up much faster than the other. Good. Okay. So on a test, if I ask you what the slope is, you better not tell me. You better not tell me this line has a positive slope. Okay. And you better not tell me this has a negative slope. So when you do your calculations later, recognize these so that you don't make silly mistakes. You know the direction of the line. You know you should get a positive or negative slope. Okay, so last example, write the coordinate of three of the points. That would be on the line passing through -3, -4. So -3, -4. Okay. So I have this point right here, and it has a slope of 2/3. Okay, so this, remember, this is my rise, and this is my run. So from this point, what should I do? I'm in the elevator. Yeah, yes, ma'am. Go up 2 floors, and then right, and then 3 over to the right, and then here. One common mistake that people do is after they go up the elevator, they make another point here already. Remember, you still have to get out of the elevator. So the second part of the fraction is how much to go over by. All right, so I have this point, but I want 3 points. So what can I do? So Abby went to find Bobby, and then Ivan, what should I do from this point if I want 2 more points? Okay. So I can go to from Bobby. I can go up 2 floors again and over 3 to the right. Good. I read your mind. And so now Bobby found Charles, and then I still want 1 more point. So what can I do? From Charles, yes, I can go up another 2 and 3 over to find Denny. Okay. Other than Abby going to find Bobby, what can Abby do? She can also go down 2 floors and then 3 to the left to this point right here. Okay, because remember all these points right here, they make a line. Okay, so how do I know when should I go left, when should I go right? Okay. Um, this elevator trick that I'm teaching you guys, it takes care of like if you always go from the left point to the right point, then you can take care of the sign. So if you're always going up and then to the right. Okay. But if you are to go down, okay, then you go down and to the left. Okay. So let's try this one. So -2. I want to see my rise over run. Okay, so I know my rise is -2, but what's my run here? 1. Good job. So any whole number, I can always put it over 1 so that I can see what my rise is and what my run is. So this is my point. Okay, so from this point, what am I doing? Freehand. Why don't you give this one a try? So from this point, what am I doing? Good. Down 2 floors and then. Yeah, to the which side? Right, right. You always go to the right. Okay. So if the negative, you do the so if it's positive, you go up, negative, you go down, then you always go to the right. Okay. And then another point, down 2 over 1. Okay. Same idea because I'm out of space right here. So instead of keep going down 2 and 1 to the right, as I said, I could also do down up 2 and 1 to the left. To this one. Okay. Any questions about slopes? Okay, so slope is very, 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 very important. You will be doing a lot of things on slopes. Later on, we'll do slopes. We'll do equations of lines. We need slope to graph our lines and all that. So make sure you know how to work on slopes. So for the rest of the class, page 2 and 3. Page 4 are some challenge questions. Again, not mandatory, but if you want to challenge yourself, you could on page 4. But minimum page 2 and 3. So page 2 and 3.